We have breaking news in the YSL trial. Fulton County Chief Superior Court Judge Earl Glanville has been removed from this case.
Rapper Young Thug has been removed from the case. This comes after two defendants sought Judge Earl Glanville's recusal, citing a meeting with the judge and prosecutors, as well as a state witness.
What your objection is, or what your statement is in terms of your motion to recuse, I'm going to deny it.
I believe, Your Honor, that under Rule 25.3, that you have to cease acting right now.
No, I don't.
Actually, yes, you do. Now, Judge G has been replaced, removed, recycled, and recused from the Young Thug YSL RICO trial? Man. And ask yourself this, was the defense right the entire time? The state, the DA, and the prosecution, along with the judge, actually running the play on the state and the defense? Man, is this trial corrupted, or is the jury retained? Man, so much to talk about, and we about to talk about it. But first, if you're new, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, that like, share, comment, and subscribe. Grab a seat, we finna dig deep. What's up, YouTube family, and welcome to the channel. I am your host, Jay, and before we dig deep, man, y'all make sure y'all tap that notification bell, hit that subscribe, and definitely jump in the comments. Tap that like button before we dig deep. Now, just when we thought this Young Thug YSL RICO trial couldn't get any crazier or more intense, Judge G actually found himself getting booted to the curb. Now ask yourself, how ironic is it? Was this expected or unexpected? Now, with the recent series of events that have been happening with the motions, the evidence, the ex parte, which again, like we said, they found to not be illegal or even compromising to the case, ask yourself this, why would Judge G actually be taken off the case? And did it make sense? Was this a fair move? And removing the judge and leaving the prosecution? Is this actually creating a balance in the trial? Not to mention, this is actually the second prosecutor that's been on this case. Remember, the first one got taken off for saying we just want the leader. Let's dig.
I believe you have to cease acting. I believe that under 25.3, you have to look at the timeliness of the motion, and you have to look at the sufficiency of the affidavit. I do not believe that you are permitted to just simply deny without taking those steps.
Is that it?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So noted.
Are you denying at this point?
I'm still denying your motion.
Judge Glanville has been the gatekeeper in the Young Thug YSL RICO case, as he calls himself, overseeing numerous motions and hearings. Now, news just broke about his actual removal, and it raises a lot of, including why this happened and what it means for the future of the potential trial and the defendants. But first, let's talk about why Judge G was actually removed. Now, as I said before, there were motions argued about the past rulings and his behavior that demonstrated a biasness that could compromise the integrity of the trial altogether. But while Judge G at the same time was actually applying pressure to the state's witness, introducing prejudiced information and evidence allowed by the state to help formulate their own narrative to impress the jury. But ask yourself this, were those opinion-based conclusions and non-expert testimonies taint to the jury? And did that actually taint the case? Or was it just used for shock appeal and evidence due to the state's actual lack of real evidence? But when it comes to proving RICO or connecting the dots of YSL and Young Thug to the alleged trafficking, being a gang, and even the passing a big nut, has the state actually proven conspiracy or shown conspiracy? Now, what's crazy is all the motions that the defense has filed to actually have this case deemed as a mistrial, either reviewed by an appellate court or a higher court, has actually been denied by Judge G. But it just took one time for another judge to review, and now Judge G is recused.
Man, shit ain't got serious, man. You hear me, man?
And according to the motion, Judge G is done. Finito, put a fork on him, out of here. Now, according to the motion or the response from Judge Krause, the motion was granted on behalf of Yak Gotti, aka DeMonte Kendrick, for Judge G to be removed and recused from the case, and it was also granted on behalf of Young Thug, aka Jeffrey Williams. Now, would his attorney to fill in for Caleb Bumpus? Now, that motion to actually show cause has actually been to the side. But that's okay, because they all did what they were supposed to do. And this case could actually be over way sooner than a lot of people actually expect. And it doesn't mean that the case is actually over, but it did get a defense, an uphill battle to go against the state, the judge, and the prosecution. So ask yourself this, with Judge G being removed, is that putting a little light at the end of the tunnel? Put yourself in their shoes. So what is the judge, the DA, the prosecutor, or even the defense's next move? But before we dig deep, we definitely got to look at Brian Steele's response to Judge G's motion to recuse. I quote, "Jeffrey Williams is innocent of the charges brought against him in this indictment, and to clear his name, he sought a speedy trial, one in which he would receive constitutional guarantees of a fair trial with an impartial judge presiding and ethical prosecutors following the law. But sadly, Judge Glanville and the prosecutors have run afoul of their duties under the law. Now, Mr. Williams is grateful that the reviewing court agreed with him and entered the order recusing and disqualifying Judge G from presiding over Mr. Williams' case. We look forward to proceeding with the trial judge who will fairly and faithfully follow the law." Damn. Yo, stop what you're doing real quick. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hit the like button. Share the video, hit the like button. Let's dig. Man, talk about a fall from glory. So ask yourself, is Lil Woody the cause of all of this speculation and controversy from the state? Or is Lil Woody just that smart where he's helping end the same case that he actually helped build with the state? And even more interesting, that the courts actually found no legal ramification or errors with the ex parte. So let that sink in. Why remove Judge G from the case? Now granted, we wanted to see Judge G actually get removed from the case, but with all the corruption and coercion that we've been seeing from the state, you gotta ask yourself, is justice and a fair trial really on the way, or is this just another play from the state? And yeah, this is definitely a win for the defense, but we definitely gotta look at it from both ways. Now firstly, what does this mean for Young Thug and the other defendants? Well, first, we gotta say shout out to Lil Baby for dropping the mill to the defense for the case. But also, you gotta pay attention. A new judge will need time to review. All the materials are getting caught up to speed, which is also gonna cause even further delays. Secondly, with the removal of Judge G from the case, does this actually give the defense a fresh opportunity to argue a new case? Or will a new judge just bring a different perspective, potentially leading to different rulings on key motions and evidence that were introduced initially from this case? Man, so much to talk about. And lastly, how does this impact the public's perception of the trial, especially when it comes to the jury? The removal of Judge G, the gatekeeper mid-trial, is definitely a big deal and definitely something to pay attention to. And that should and could lead to questions about the fairness and integrity of the actual process altogether. So is Young Thug and YSL defendants the faithful six getting a fair trial? Let that sink in. And let's be clear, the other YSL defendants on the YSL 2 RICO are through. But the ones on this actual trial that we've been paying attention to on day 100 and whatever actually have more of a chance and opportunity to one day actually see freedom once again. So ask yourself, was the removal of Judge G a big W for the defense? Or do we still have to pay attention to the trial going forward on what the state's bringing in? With the new judge coming in, will she actually shed light to this case, exposing more corruption from the DA and the state? Or will Young Thug actually be a free man in a day? Man, y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. Definitely a big win for the defense, and shout out to the whole YSL team for definitely standing on 10. And in my opinion, this case is definitely far from over. Though I gotta admit, I was definitely shocked that they removed Judge G. But one thing we definitely have to remember is that the state doesn't have to have necessarily conviction for murder if they get it for conspiracy. Man, it's your boy Jay, and until next time, y'all make sure y'all jump in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Should Young Thug be free? Should he get bond? And let me know what you think should happen with this case. And remember, stay safe, stay vigilant, and stay aware. Remember, the life you save might just be your own. Until next time, it's your boy Jay. Gone.